Today we're going to look at how to set up service messages and RSS feeds. So when you've logged into your account, if you click on Services, then we'll see that we get several tabs up. First we'll look at how to set up a new periodical service. Periodical service will send out messages at selected periods. You can either send out one message repeated over and over, or you can send out a series of messages that are a one-off send, or that are repeated for as long as you choose. The first thing we need to do is give our service a name. Don't forget to select and make sure that your service is active. If you ever want to turn your service off, then you can simply change it to inactive. Next we'll select our recipients. If you want to select multiple recipients, you can hold down Control on your keyboard as you click, and that will allow you to select different recipients. Alternatively, if you want to select a large group of people, you can hold down Shift, click on the top and the bottom, and it'll select everybody in between as well. The next thing to look at is our time settings. It's important to select when your first message is sent, as this is when the messages will be started. You'll notice you can select your date, and you can also select the time that it begins to send. You then need to select how often your message is repeated. You can select hourly, daily, or weekly. Or alternatively, if you want to send at irregular intervals, then you can select Custom and select how many weeks, days, hours or minutes are between each send. You'll notice that you can accept certain times. For example, if you only want to send during working hours, or if you want to avoid sending recipient messages at night. You've also got the option to keep your services in line with your daylight saving hours, which can be useful for long-term services or ones that run across a daylight savings change. So we'll select yes for that. You may choose this to be a one-off service. For example, if somebody is receiving medication that only lasts for a week, or alternatively you may want this to be a continual service that repeats over and over. So you need to select yes if you want the service to repeat. Don't forget to save and edit your messages. It's important to note that what we've done first is actually select the recipients and select the way that the service works. What we'll need to do next is actually put in the text of the message. If you want to upload messages using an XML connector, you can select Upload Messages, but for these purposes we'll go to New Message. You can use any pre-existing templates you've already got on your account by selecting a message template, or alternatively you can type a message from scratch into the box. You'll also notice that you have the same personalisation functions as you would on the Compose page of your account. You can either add a signature by checking this box, and you can also use the personalisation functions that allow you to add a first name, last name, full name or notes for the recipient into the message. At the top you'll see that exactly the same as on the Compose page, your number of characters will count up to 160 characters per message, and your number of messages will also go up if you go over 160 characters. And don't forget to save your message at the end. The next thing that we'll look at is RSS feeds. An RSS feed stands for generally really simple syndication, and basically it takes information from a selected web page, and as it's updated it will send the information from that web page to your recipient's phone. The first thing that you'll need to do is make sure that you've got a URL to put in. You will know if a website has an RSS feed available to you by looking at the URL bar at the top. You'll see this sign here. What you will need to do is you'll need to actually copy and paste this RSS feed URL. You'll notice it's a valid RSS feed because it actually has the letters RSS in it. So we'll just paste this into this box, and ensure that you select again that the RSS feed is active. Again, if you want to turn this off for any period of time, you can simply select inactive. The period between checks is important to set. If you have a very busy RSS feed that's going to have a lot of updates, such as a news site, then you may want to select that the recipient only receives the messages, for example, every 4 hours or every 12 hours, and this avoids them getting messages every half hour or so. So we'll select every 4 hours. The daily start and stop times, again, this will allow you to select when the recipient receives the messages. So again, you may want to prevent your recipient receiving feeds during the night, which may be inconvenient or outside of working hours. So we'll set a 9 to 5 time on here. Your message options allow you to control how much of the information the recipient actually receives. So you can select just use the title, and all the text message will contain is the title of the RSS feed. You can select to use the content. This will automatically be clipped at 160 characters, which is the standard message length of one text message. If you want the recipient to receive the entire message, however long it is, then you can select create multiple messages of over 160 characters. Do be aware though that if it's a long feed, then they will receive a large number of messages. You can also select whether you want the feed to take the top item, so the most recent item from the feed, or whether you want to take the most recently added or changed item, so they're always receiving the most up-to-date information for the site. So we'll select this. Again, you will just need to select your recipients, individuals or groups, and the same keyboard shortcuts apply. Control to cherry pick your candidates out, or Shift if you want to select everybody. Just click on the top and the bottom and it'll select everybody in between. Again, the most important thing to do is ensure you've saved at the end. I hope that was helpful.